Yay! Good morning, everybody, whatever time zone you are in. It's so good to be with you all. Happy April. I got a full menu for what we're diving into today. I'm going to talk about four main themes, collective patterns that I've seen happen in the last few weeks. And then I'm also going to be talking about three key tips for this really, really key month of April that we're in to support all of you all moving towards your highest timeline and moving towards your highest self. Let me know if you can't hear me for some reason or if you can't see my video for some reason. And please feel free to add questions, responses, anything in the chat. And so we can work together here as a council, as a community, and support one another. We're going to dive into a short, just 3 to 4 minute, maybe 5 minute, just energetic reset. So you can all receive the energy that I speak, anything that you need, anything that is in your highest good to support you. And then we'll also close up the session to also help your energy integrate all that has happened in this session of the Cosmic Tea with me, Hannah Saunders. So we'll drop real quick into just grounding the space, grounding the field, and then we'll get into all of the nitty gritty of what the hell has been happening recently and what we're about to kind of hop into as well. So it feels comfortable. You can sit, you can lay down just real quick. We're going to move through this together. You can close your eyes if that feels comfortable to you. And just reconnecting with our body so we can really connect with our spirit and really align to what is up. Very good. So with your eyes closed, your body settling wherever you are, whatever you've already been doing today, just go ahead and take a few breaths at your own pace and cycle. And really paying attention to that exhale, making sure it's more elongated. Helping the nervous system stabilize here and anchor. Very good. And as we're continuing to connect with our body, go ahead and do a few shoulder rolls. You can do them forward, you can do them backwards. Just engaging. This is helping to engage your heart chakra, really being able to open up that divine heart center. It's a great receptor site. So just engaging the physical body, rolling back and forth. This primes up the energetic field as well. And just allow the shoulders to find a comfortable place, rested backwards and down, elongated from your earlobes here. Very good. And just for a moment, as the heart is a bit more receptive and a bit more open, just see how you're doing today. You can ask your question, that question internally. How am I really doing today? And see what comes through. And I want you to tell yourself, I am with you. I am with you. It's been a sticky couple of weeks. You're coming to the other side and just giving yourself some sense of love or gratitude, appreciation, whatever that looks like right now. Very good. And the last step here, we're going to do a little bit of a psychic tool real quick. I want you to go ahead and bring your awareness to the top of your head, to your crown chakra. This is where you connect to the divine, your own answers, your intuition. Maybe just feeling a few pulses up here or waves, what's going on in the crown. But I want you all to use the most beautiful of light color, whether it's a white, a gold, something in between, maybe something different for you, but a color that represents like pure love and light. Pure love and light. What would that look or feel like or sense like? And bring that to the top of your crown, almost like you have this beautiful puddle of light being infused in your crown. Good. This is helping you connect with your own truth, not the things around you, not the chaos around you, not matching energetically down. You're staying high in your truth. Good. And the rest of your chakras are aligning to this higher frequency of love, of truth, of light. And allowing you to be more receptive to what you need to receive here. Very good. Just go take one more deep breath in and deep exhale out at your own pace. Very good. You can open your eyes at your own time. Get you ready. If it feels good, you can do a quick shakeout of any kind of energy. I personally like to shake the physical body. It helps release energetic residue. Very good. Move your body, move your body. All right, great. Now all of you look more grounded. You all look more receptive in the heart and the crown, which is going to be key to being able to receive what you need here. Okay, very good. So let's get into the real. I'm never going to sugarcoat things and bring you the importance. Go ahead. So there's been 4 main patterns that I've been noticing within myself, within my clients, within the collective that are so important also for yes, this time that we're in right now, but some of these really are going to carry with you and are going to be so key for 2025 and the next 3 to 5 years. The number one thing that has been really uncomfortable for me, but also really liberating, is this pattern I'm seeing about navigating decisions and choices. And so what I am seeing here as all these people I work with, all these light workers, everyone is going through massive consciousness awakenings, just like back to back to back to back. It's like feels so much quicker than these other years. And the thing with this is every time you go through a rise up in consciousness, that usually equates to greater intuition, greater clarity. Oh, what aligns with me, what doesn't. And so when you're going through these kind of closer back to back things, there's kind of these deeper revelations. You're like, oh, wow, I know I just decided that 3 weeks ago, but actually I'm realizing this no longer aligns and it's actually not appropriate anymore. And so more quicker than ever before, I'm seeing new world leaders needing to have the capacity and the skill to be able to realign and shift based on new information that is going to be given. And this is something that's going to be so uncomfortable for a lot of empaths out there, that fear, rejection fear, disappointment fear, ruffling the feathers of other people. This is putting you on the edge, but it's also like why you are here. You are here as transmitters of information from the cosmos. And sometimes it's not going to come in a way that's comfortable to communicate, hey, y'all, I know we just discussed this project, but actually I'm realizing this isn't for the highest of good for everyone, and we need to make some changes here. And, just for me recently, if you all have been reading my newsletter, I was going to do this beautiful Northern California retreat. And last week I had just massive dreams. Feel like I was going through some massive rebirths and was like waking up from these dreams and just like all of a sudden was like, I have to step away from this retreat. The timing, the place, just the variables weren't in the highest of good for the participants and for everyone involved. And it was like really uncomfortable to make that decision, but it felt so necessary, even though I knew we put a lot of work into planning it, creating it, and starting to what we had at that point. But I just knew so deep in my intuition that it was not aligned. And it felt more important to communicate to my co-host of, I know this is disappointing, but this is what I'm sensing. You do what you need to do, but this feels important. And I feel like this is just the beginning of these calls that leaders like you are having to make. With every rise in consciousness comes new clarity, which comes new decisions, which comes kind of facing uncomfortable things. And it just feels like this really, really important skill that you are going to embody for others in this world. That it's like, okay, how do we navigate truth? And how do we bring that forward? And this is like kind of the second piece to it of how do I bring this information forward in a really compassionate and clear way? Not like, hey, it's about you, or hey, it's about this, or hey, it's about that. Of just, hey, I'm noticing this doesn't feel aligned. Let's come back to this, see what it looks like. But just to be super compassionate, super concise, and super clear to be able to navigate out of these things, not out of fear, not out of resistance, not whatever. Like this for me is the essence of like who and what is a new world leader. So maybe that's been coming up for y'all. Maybe it will be coming up for y'all. How do you navigate conversations based on new information you're getting? Let me know if that resonates or lands, but I feel like this is kind of like just the beginning of that pattern that's really coming up. Okay, so the second thing that I've kind of noticed, especially with the eclipse, like post-eclipse last week, everyone talks about like the splitting of these like timelines, and I like see it in these kind of various of ways. But I feel like last week a lot of light workers got rumbled just with like a lot of like heaviness, density, maybe feeling sick, maybe feeling, achy in your physical body. Who knows? I'm just kind of watched a lot of my clients getting, kind of energetic pummels and me as well, kind of experiencing some densities in my field. And it feels like this really interesting thing and just kind of, yeah, let me know if this resonates with you all of I feel like we're going through the bigger split. Okay, say like we started 2025 kind of more enmeshed of like, okay, these are people who are kind of following their higher selves, their higher timelines. These are people who are kind of stuck in their patterns, scarcity, fear, chaos, whatever. There's a bit more of an enmeshment, maybe a bit of closer frequency. And I can feel recently with these like activation, psychic upgrades, choices, there's almost like the beginning of this like splitting. And I feel like last week was this interesting experience where it's like those who are choosing change, those who are choosing light, those who are choosing peace, those who are choosing ease, and actually like moving through these waves of our revolution with like, you know what? It's going to be okay. You know what? Maybe I'm going to lose my job, but it's going to be fine. People who are embodying and emulating that sense of it's okay to change. I can kind of feel this like pushback from the people who are afraid of this change that is here. And, whatever it's in you that's also like releasing densities of, fear of change or fear of being seen, who knows? But I kind of felt this like a greater kind of like splitting of like those who are choosing the higher timeline, those who are choosing this sense of like it's okay to change. And those are like, "Arr!" I'm a fear, whether it's a family member, whether it's friends, whether it's community, whether it's a frequency, whether it's a collective. I can just kind of feel this like more eyes and attention on people who are like, hey, it's gonna be okay. So maybe you kind of felt that little like rumble last week or not. It's just something that I personally experienced that I was seeing pretty collectively. And the thing that too feels really supportive is like when it's kind of like I feel grumbly in my body or just kind of feel dense, I go into like the reverse, like go into like just opening up my heart. You can feel that right now, almost like I have like a beautiful like lotus blossom of just light and just call upon all of my support. I called upon so much of the earth element. I was calling on my support team so much last week, and I could feel that helping so much. So in these times of maybe anxiousness, depression, insecurity, self-doubt, kind of these waves of kind of getting hit by things, I feel like I kind of go into this conscious like, hey, where's my support? Hey, can I open up my heart to light? Hey, can I open up my whole field? Feel like I'm in like a beautiful cloud of light. Go into the reverse. So it's just part of the stretching of, timelines or of choice. To be a leader means you're going to have energetic eyes on you. It is why you are here. You are here to be a lighthouse. And sometimes a lighthouse needs more support. Sometimes a lighthouse needs a little flash of light itself. So, if it feels supportive, we are on the other side of it. Yes. But I think in the next like 36 hours, just bask yourself in a little bit of light. And I feel like that is going to support. Okay, the number 3 thing, and then we're going to number 4, and then we'll talk about what's for the month ahead that I am seeing. Okay, so we just went through another awakening. Maybe you read that in the newsletter. I like psychic nerd out because I feel like, yeah, it's it's here. It's here. There's so much juiciness and so much uncomfortableness. And again, I'm seeing this like across my community and field where people maybe having random, like, health issues, maybe people, like, randomly, like, having, intense, like, losing a job, losing a relationship, like, those things that people maybe about eclipse or retrogrades of, like, if it doesn't align, that baby is gonna get released, and I feel like March, this time really represented a big awakening. I see another one coming in the fall, but it's like we all get awakened to what we are ready to. And I just feel like so many people are getting faced with the things that are no longer supporting them, whether it's a health habit, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a financial thing, whatever it is. I can feel like in the last couple of weeks, he's kind of like being ripped out of like people's like spaces of projects, things that do not align. And I can feel such this like discomfort in people who are moving through their primary awakening of like, wow, I, just experienced this like major health issue. Like, what do I need to change in my life? Like, people are moving through these awakenings, and it feels uncomfortable, as you all know, because you're through your second or your third awakening, like those initial awakenings of like something has to change. I'm kind of hitting a bottom in my life. So it's this interesting thing of I'm seeing more of our collective moving through a primary awakening while you also all moving through a second and third awakening. And yes, I see another massive primary awakening for the next wave come the March. But the ones I'm talking to, like you all moving through your second, your third awakening, it's a sense of greater psychic abilities. Maybe your, the clairaudience is kicking in, whatever your skills are, all of you have moved through an activation, awakening of some sort. I see it, I'm hearing it from my guides in the last couple of weeks. This is going to entail of why I'm kind of sharing a tip at the end for April, just stabilization. So everyone is becoming more psychic, who I'm talking to right now, more intuitive, maybe a bit more like fire under your booty to like take heed of some of these calls. Trying to see what they wanted to say about this primary awakening. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So this is going to bridge into my fourth kind of pattern that I'm seeing is like through this revolution of really raising our collective to a different consciousness, more and more people are going to go through an awakening. And I feel like the longer it is for that awakening to happen, it almost feels like the more uncomfortable. And I don't know why. Maybe it's the resistance to it and they finally awaken. I don't know. But I feel like there's this really uncomfortable thing, especially for, you, me, we, to witness our friends, our family, our communities in pain and suffering as they're going through awakening, whether it's they've lost a job, whether they've lost a home, whether they lost a relationship, whether it's going through a health issue, to bring them to their highest selves. But to see somebody go through such like loss, I feel like it's kind of like the MO for the next few years, to be honest. It's why we are here. But I feel like there's this really important lesson for the empaths, like you, like me, like we, where we're not here to save them. We're not here to like ease everything up for everybody, but we're here to embody what is possible. And I feel like and it's like, bear with me on this one, but I feel like the more you are truly embodying, like, oh, I'm going to go prioritize cooking a really good meal for myself. Or I'm going to go prioritize going to go for a walk. I'm going to prioritize taking 5 minutes away from my computer so I can reset my nervous system. Every single thing you do to maintain your well-being, it again kind of creates this energetic code. And so when you're sitting with your friend who's maybe going through a major health issue, but you just spent time working out that morning, you don't even have to talk about it, you are emanating it. And that is going to be the most powerful thing for that friend, that family member to feel. Energy is going to speak louder than words. Yes, words are energy. I will preach that till whatnot. But I feel like really taking care of you, taking care of your well-being is the number one thing that is going to help your family, your friends, and your community because you, again, are emanating the codes so they can level up and rise up and choose, which is an important word. They can choose what are they ready for? What are they ready for? So, yes, you can step in like, "Hey, let me cook you a meal. Hey, let's go out. Let's go out." But just really remember, like this feels so important for my guides for everyone to hear of like remember the power of your presence, remember the power of your like self-care and all that emanates to the people who are afraid to make the change. So it feels super, super important to just you embody that. You embody it. So yes, it's gonna be uncomfortable to see people move through loss. And we're not here to do what used to do probably throughout childhood of like, let me help this, like, let me take on everything, let me take on everything. They're moving through their awakening and their evolution. Let me know if that makes sense. Um, that feels really important. Okay, and the fourth point we're talking about is equal rest, equal action. More than I've ever noticed in any year since my psychic awakenings is like this year, I feel like people like you are bringing in higher frequency, higher projects, higher manifestations. Like the things just feel bigger. Like they just feel so much bigger. And like in order to truly like receive them, sustain in them, like birth these into our physical world, you have to also have equal rest. And that's the thing, it's like, it's really like I'm getting challenged with this of like there's so much I want to bring forth, but it's like I know I need deeper like pauses and pacing out of these different projects that I'm bringing forth to really have the fullness of them coming out. So just, can you notice, can you be gently aware of like can you give yourself rest? Can you like, you know what, let me take 2 hours away from my work? Can I give myself time off? Because that in the end is the greatest return to really support the like enormity of all the things you all are bringing in this year. Equal rest, equal action. Like you can't skip it. You can't fucking go, sorry. You can't go around it. Like you need more downtime to be able to sustain these projects, these high frequencies you're going to be channeling, and to be able to bring it into a very volatile, changing world. So be inspired by it, be creative by it, but just really be honest with yourself of where is my rest, where is my downshift time, and where am I like pulling back kind of from the work, from the things and whatnot. That feels so, so, so important right now. Okay, so, talking about moving into April, as we've just moved through this like massive awakening, release things out of your life, more psychic activations coming through, kind of moving through the ruptures of what was holding you kind of stuck, maybe behind, who you used to be. You all kind of got pummeled or catapulted up, maybe also a little pummeled along the way. We all kind of broke through, and you're kind of on the other side. And I feel like this month, there's three words that I hear important is rest, community, and stability. For me, April feels like such this like this bridge month, like this high receptive month. I'm feeling it. I'm very curious about what's going to come through um, for this month because I feel like, okay, everyone's at a different consciousness now. Like, say you were here before, you just got awakened up here. Okay. And so now there's a sense of like, okay, I'm in a new frequency, I'm in a new consciousness. And now it's like all of your little antennas are trying to stabilize, your body's trying to rest, integrate, but there's this greater receptivity of like what is calling you forth, your destiny, your purpose, projects. This is the month where I'm feeling everyone's receptor sites like really open and ready of like, okay, what are those details to the projects I'm working on? What is maybe this next shift? Maybe you're moving home. The little satellite dishes are, like, out. So this month is super, super key, for receiving. It's like a slow kind of action month to me. It's like we're building up, sure, but it's not the fiery, like, kind of like June, July energy that's like, "Yes, yes, it's here." Okay, so rest, community, and stability. Kinda just what we're talking about. Relief, all of 2025 has been intense, It's like it's been an intense time, and I feel like everyone's bodies is needing a bit more rest, a bit more sleep time over this next month, um, to really integrate the psychic activations that recently came, and to also, like, handle the kind of volatile collective ways that are happening. So, can you just give yourself a bit more rest? It's super, super important. The other thing that feels important about this is, like, more of your guides and more of your team are, like, taking you through schooling in the astral plane. So, like, when you're going to bed, you're going through the dream space, really over the next like 3 weeks, I can see a lot of people's guides like really working with you, whether you're going back to your Akashic records, where a lot of your soul wisdom is, whether you're going to your soul planet. Like this feels like a high time for a lot of astral work. You don't need to know what I'm talking about. You don't need to know how to do any of this stuff. It's just here and it's just happening. Your human work is like, cool, how do I give myself the appropriate time to, rest? What does that sleep hygiene look like? I personally like to kind of create a beautiful light field around me to like hold me in before I go to bed, like a beautiful sphere. I bubble up my home as well so I can have my own space and I can really channel up to meet my guides. All that details does not really matter, but just it's going to be happening. Maybe you notice symbols, maybe you notice words, maybe you notice patterns, maybe you wake up with like a little fire under your butt to do something, but I feel like your astral kind of schooling is like upticking big time this month. So that's why another big thing of why I feel like rest is key. The second thing they're saying is also like when I talk about integrating psychic activations or high frequency activations, like your physical body, like your biology changes. It changes. And I can see everyone's cells, everyone's nervous systems, lymphatic systems are like needing a little time to catch up to the spirit. This is like we work. We have many bodies, and we have to work and support them both. And so as your spirit's up leveled, the body needs time to catch up. And so when you give time for rest, sleep, stretch, yoga, all of your body's having a sense of greater safety, security, and stability to really move through this biological upgrade. So does that equate to greater resiliency and immune system, greater ability to see psychically, physically, just across the board, like greater resiliency in your body to support you through the changes we're in. So give yourself some rest. It's going to be really key this month. Whatever rest looks like, we'll keep it vague. The second thing I'm noticing is community. As many people are kind of in this bridge place of like, okay, you're shifting maybe out of some things you just released. You're kind of in this, the awkward bridge of like, well, where am I stepping into next? When I see you all participating more with community, whether you're working from a coffee shop, whether you're, I just joined a rock climbing gym and it's felt so cathartic. Or you're like going to museum openings, whatever it is. Like, how do you be around community? You don't have to talk with people all the time, but how you just be around different frequency. All of this is going to help open your little psyche up to different frequencies, different ideas, different inspirations. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of soul kin trying to come together. And I feel like when you're actually putting yourself out there, putting yourself in different places, you're kind of beginning to open up to like different frequency. Oh, like, okay, that person feels supportive, that person maybe not. But I can just see as more people are awakening, more people are trying to find their soul family and really come together to create bigger change in our world. And it's going to be, again, we're like in the slow buildup of April. It's not to be rushed here, but community is going to help you with like random inspiration for your project, maybe for a move, maybe for a next job. Like community is your bridge, community is your synchronicity to get you to where you need to go. So put yourself out there, get playful with it. It's time to kind of get out of the hermit mode. So see what that looks like for you. And it's going to be direct and also indirect synchronicity. Maybe you talk to someone, they're like, oh, I have a bakery. And you're like, oh my gosh, I've been thinking about baking. Like I want to host baking classes. You're like, great, that's a direct synchronicity. And there's also going to be these indirect ways where you Maybe you're at a coffee shop and you're like diddly-daddling on your computer, and it's like you're sitting next to someone who's whole family. You don't need to talk to them, but there's something there. And I can almost see these waves of kind of energy coming to people. And it's like, oh, wait, what if I did that different for my job? Oh, and it's like this amazing thing that happens when we're around different frequency. So get yourself out there, out of the hermit. The last thing that feels really important for April is stability. Whether it's you're building more routines for yourself, you're building more structure for yourself. When the body is integrating and when you're in this greater kind of like high intuitive receptive state, I feel like there's a lot, it's very cathartic to have like a bit more stability, structure, routine, whatever that looks like, whether you're planning your week out, whether you're like, okay, walking every 3 days. I just feel like everyone's little beingness is just like wanting a bit more like that predictability, that stability, in really like ways that don't feel rigid or suppressive, but just like, oh, I can lean on this while our world around us is kind of dismantling and kind of going to chaos. Like, where is that supportive stability? Where is that supportive structure? And also that what they're saying is that sense of like, really feeling strong in your body. Again, all this energy, the patriarchy having a temper tantrum, this political scene, like everything that's kind of like happening around us. It's tumultuous, it's drumming up a lot of fear and chaos for a reason. It creates a lot of disempowerment. It makes people feel like weak in themselves, weak in the mind, weak in the psyche. And the greatest antidote that I continue to see is like when you're really focusing of like, how am I going to feel in my body? Okay, I'm going to stretch, I'm going to do yoga. I'm going to go like do things that make me feel strong in body, strong in heart, community, and then strong in like that mind. And I feel like this is the greatest just thing of like holding your energetic authority, holding your energetic field, and continuing to be that lighthouse while there's a lot of this kind of like volatile energetic movement around us all. So really like, it's kind of like taking accountability. And maybe you're like, I hate, routines, Hannah. Like I hate, being super, rigid. Maybe there's like some childhood wounding in there, who knows, or from a different dimension or past life. But it feels like this important time of like taking yourself seriously, like taking your well-being seriously, of like, okay, where can I create a bit more like supportive structure and stability? And, maybe you're like me where I have like so many to-do lists and so many calendars and I already have like kind of high level structure. Um, but for me, what it looks like, for this month is like really structuring in like, oh, where's my time to go to that, rock gym? Where's my time to go sit and do coffee shop? Like, where's my downtime? I'm structuring in. So play with it, what it looks like, but where are you creating more stability for you and really creating that structure to receive, to kind of downshift. I feel like if you don't prioritize that, like, okay, how am I like taking care of myself? How am I structuring this into my week? It could be really easy this month to just like kind of get swept up and deprioritize yourself. Y'all are like numero uno right now. Like truly, I feel like as you stabilize, and this is kind of I'm going to wrap it up with, like as you're really stabilizing post the psychic activation, post these kind of turbulence over April, now you get to be at that higher frequency of embodiment, of structure, of stability, of like connection, of divinity. And then it's like, great, maybe more towards the summertime, especially into the fall time, you're able to like meet your community and like you're like walking the talk. You're truly walking the talk. And this is a thing that I think a lot of leaders want to like, or, spiritual beings, awakening, want to kind of bypass as like your own work, your own well being. And just like, cool, how do I show up? How do I serve my community? How do I do this very tangible thing that people can see and know and like I can launch these things? And it's like if you're skipping your step of embodiment of how am I taking care of myself? How am I doing this for me? Like your stuff can be absolutely beautiful, but it's like I feel like you're gonna be missing that 30% of that like oomph, that energy that's gonna take your offering your thing to the next level, and people are gonna be like, wow, I can totally receive it. So remember you this month, remember you, remember you, remember you. Your time for more of that tangible, like in community, in action, yes, like that for sure is coming. Right now you're showing up deeply, deeply for the energetic field by tending to yourself is truly the most radical thing you can do in a world that is kind of moving as it's moving. So let me know if those things make sense. I'm really excited to see what happens. What people receive for this month. What are these insights? Keep me posted. I'm personally taking 2 weeks off of sessions at the end of April as I'm wrapping up another 3-month cohort. And I can feel new projects, new offerings wanting to come through. And I know if I'm continuously deep in sessions, it's going to be hard for me to really birth these new projects, these new offerings that are going to take people to the next level of their beingness. So for me, it feels really important to take a step back, receive it, and then be able to go forward again. It's part of the game, the pause to go forward. So thank you for dropping in for a little bit of cosmic tea and what's been going on, what's coming ahead. Very, very excited for this year. I feel like it's juicy. We're building up, and fall feels like the time of the true becoming of who you are, what you're here to do. Yeah, it's a beautiful build until the kind of fall equinox time, and we're just beginning. So be patient with yourself. It's truly an epic year that I feel really honored to be incarnation to witness so many beings step into who you are and who you are becoming. So yay, take this month for you, and let's just close this up with a really sweet just doing an energetic wash of your space to kind of help clear some residue, some things from the eclipse, some things that maybe you're still holding on that you're ready just to release and to let go of, and to just really allow you to be that open vessel and receptor for what is it that you're here to bring in? What are these manifestations? So let's drop in one more time. You can take your time here. You can close your eyes if that's comfortable. Just do a brief, maybe 4 to 5 minutes here. Thank you all for joining me in this community, in this council today. And just really feeling this presence of community. I can see all of us standing in a beautiful circle of light right now. Just a presence of support. Presence of not being alone in revolution and ascension. We are here together. Taking a deep breath into your heart as you really feel that sense of just love and support. You don't walk this path alone. We truly walk it together. Beautiful. And I want everyone to ask themselves, what is a color that feels so supportive to help clear your field, your body, all that is in your highest good? Maybe you see it in front of you, maybe you hear the word, maybe you sense it. What feels supportive today? What do you need? Great. And if a color shows up or a frequency shows up, you're not into it, you can clear it out of your mind and just ask for another one. But once you kind of landed on a frequency, a color, a texture that feels supportive to hold you today, you can almost float that up, almost like a beautiful orb right over the top of your aura, floating maybe 3, 4 feet, maybe 6 feet higher above you. And just allowing, almost like the sky is opening up, just allowing this color, this frequency to pour down, just like the sweet sun, just raining down on you with its sweet, sweet healing. And really communicating to this energy to clear out and release what no longer aligns and supports you. And then from there, the energy knows what's up. Allow it to do it. Maybe it moves around your back, completely filling your aura and your body here, doing a deep wash. What no longer supports. And allowing it to move all the way down below your feet and just washing down into the earth. Allowing it to move through your body, kind of scrubbing your back from crown to heart, hands and toes. Basking and bathing in this beautiful frequency of healing. Beautiful. We're going to do one more step. Maybe it's a bit advanced, but you all can do it. Whatever color or texture you just use to help clear your field. In your mind, I just want you to bump it up a vibration so it's one level lighter, brighter, and automatically, like a snap of the fingers, your whole field is at a brighter color of whatever that color was. And this is bringing the healing. And just taking a deep breath up from your spine, from your sacrum, all the way up. Top of the head. And then exhaling deeply out. Do that 2 more times, breathing up through the spine. And then deep exhale out. And final time here, breathing deep through the spine. Beautiful. And just taking a moment here, really basking in this brighter frequency. Knowing you are loved, knowing you are divine, knowing you are held, knowing you are protected, knowing you are in community, and you are in unity. You are a light being. You are a leader of this earth. You are here to bring the change. In order to bring this necessary change, you have to tend to you. You have to prioritize you. Then you become that lighthouse. You are worthy of this healing that is here to support you this month. In reverence to you all of you council members that are here, sitting with me, sitting with us, together we are able to rise higher and higher and higher. So many thank yous to you all as you move through these waves. As you move through these waves, I hope you have a glorious rest of this Sunday, this beautiful day to just kind of rest, to be with you, and really preparing for just this beautiful month ahead of receiving. So keep me posted. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments. It is a true delight to see you all psychically, everyone that is here. So many blessings, many blessings.